As a little kid, he never really gave us any trouble. You know, he's just sort of very easy going. So I remember the first game he played was Little League at Cardinia Park. And he was only 6 or 7 and the coach was very specific in what he had to do. Now, Dustin, you play half forward, make sure you stay there. And he never moved within 10 metres of that spot unless the ball came exactly to him. It was a classic. He followed the coach's rule to the hilt. I said, what are you doing? He said, I was told to stay there.
He always said he'd done his homework or his schoolwork, and we hoped he had. He didn't do the bit extra, but he always did what he was required to do. Yeah, and he enjoyed going to school and being with his mates, and I think they had a few naughty times that probably I don't know about, but they weren't too bad. Now, when we moved here, he had a couple of mates around the corner and they used to have this footy little competition, but it wasn't up and down, kick to kick in the street, it was kicking over the roof of the house. And you know they failed when you heard bang, bang, bang on the tin roof, so maybe that's where he got his long kicking from, I don't know.
I remember one time we took him over for a tennis tournament over to Chelsea somewhere and he was playing a very important game. And I was just watching him and he was about 6-2 up and he ended up losing 8-6. And he knew every score in about the other 5 courts around, but he didn't know his own score. And that was just classic him. I never go off at him, but then I said, Dustin, if you want to get anywhere, you've got to concentrate on what you're doing at this time, not what everyone else is doing. One day we're playing Assumption at the showgrounds against Ray Carroll and the Assumption team. Shane Crawford was playing that day and Francis Burke's son was in the ruck and both of them are carefully avoiding each other. And it was a very tight game and I said at half time, I said, Dustin, get in there and stick your knee up, knee him, it's legal. He went and kneed him right in the guts and he went down and he got kneed in the guts the next quarter, but we won the game, so it was a classic.
I'd probably like to be remembered as someone who gave it their all, you know, throughout a whole game. You know, I've got the best out of myself obviously over my whole career, but yeah, I just think being known as someone who tried no matter what.
He'll drive the long ball. It's there! Fletcher's kicked it from inside the centre square. A big ball.
In a way, it's been, you know, a long time in coming. I've had a few injuries and a few suspensions over the time, but yeah, it's good for, you know, my family and obviously I think the Essendon people and the members and the people who go week in, week out, because you know, they've been fantastic and it has been obviously a 20-year career. So I've lived and breathed the Essendon Football Club, to be honest, probably since I was about 6 or 7 when Dad was playing. I was always about somewhere around the club and know a lot of great people from the club.
He's been an excellent team member for that club. I don't care what anyone says, anyone can say what they like. To us, he's been the ultimate club man, and I'm very proud of the way he's reached the maximum ability level that he's had.
Dad was, he was always the first one out there to have a kick with me, you know, to kick left foot, to handball left hand. Dad was fantastic in that sense, and I suppose he definitely helped me go along that path of making it in the AFL, because he was, he's a lot more, I suppose, driven than myself, and I probably needed that.
You'd really sort of feel it inside. I think one of the prime examples was last year when, in that North Melbourne game, when he took that strong mark at the very end to sort of virtually ensure that they won. Those sort of things make you really proud because he stood up. And I think, a couple of times he's done those big bombs or a chase down tackle or those sort of things are sort of special, but it's all part of what he is.
Kick in behind the defence, taken by Garland. Can he outrun Fletcher? No, sirree! Wonderful tackle from Fletcher.
how would you describe Dustin? He's going to be, if you pick the best team ever in Essendon, he's going to go in straight away for starters. I think he's very personable. Rather than being a superstar, as in that that big personality, he's a superstar because he's genuine, he's honest, he's low key, and he's a real person. He's not this makeshift person or made-up person that you might see in the media these days. He's just this real person that people like. And that combined with his endurance will put him in great stead as one of our greatest players.
It's fantastic to just to pass Simon and move on there, because he had a fantastic career and was also someone I looked up to when I was younger. There's always going to be nerves round one. Bummer's already spoken about that, but again, I'll be going out and doing my best and hoping to get the boys over the line. But there might be a few more nerves than normal.
All records there to be broken. I actually thought it'd be hard for players to get past 350 games. But I think his attitude's great, his head's great, he really enjoys the game, that's really important. As long as you're enjoying it, you can keep going. If you keep your speed up, then you're fine. And that could be another 5 or 10 years from the way he's going.
Simon, do you have any? What are your feelings about the record?
Oh look, you love hanging your hat on having a record, but I can remember when I passed, the great Dick Reynolds, and he was well respected at the club, an icon, and the way you don't think about it at the time, but you look back and you say the way he was really happy to pass on the baton. He's been an icon of the game. He's such a great person. He's great for the young players, and I'm very, very happy to hand over the baton to him.
Number 31. A magnificent achievement by a very good bloke. One of the best. That's his blood jumper. That's his match jumper. But we break tradition here. Get his shorts. Because he likes his jumper to be on the top. And he always uses number 1 locker. And also he uses a red towel. And that's, probably you could call that superstitious, but it's done something. People say, oh, it's just another day. Well, it is another day, but it's a very special day, because you knew that he was going to do something like this down the track the way he was going, because he's just unbelievable. When his dad was playing, you were looking after him. Well, his dad was playing footy. Now I'm still looking after him, but it's terrific, it's just great. And there's been a few of these father and sons that have come through, and you've looked after them, the Maddens and all that sort of stuff. It's just unique. You look forward to going to work every day.
One of the great things is the father-son rule, and I know it's getting harder and tighter to do, but when you get a chance to see generational football in a club, I think it does add to a family aspect of it.
We're losing a bit of that family atmosphere. And in club with all the players allowed to go other places, and I think if you can retain a lot of that father-son thing, I think the average supporter loves that sort of stuff. And not just because he's our son, but he's much loved by the crowd because of his attitude and the way he loves the club.
we're all very proud to see him run out, and especially, you know, seeing his two boys. I'm assuming they'll be out there with him as well. They are very proud of their dad, and yeah, so no, we'll be sitting there watching and got our cameras all ready to go.
To run out in front of 90,000, it's a feeling that you never ever, in a way, let go, because I'm still playing football now, and the feeling stays the same, and you get that same feeling in your body that's hard to explain to people.
Getting it from Gleeson, so the bloke playing his first game to a 379. Oh, Ambrose was terrific. People take notice. Cunningson's quick kick. Gets it to about 25 metres out. Getting back hooker. Fletcher, there he is. That's what Wayne Carey talked about at the start of the match. Mr. Gadget, eh? So, wearing number 4. Good kick. Gee, what a captain he is, eh? We've got some good ones at the moment. He's right up there.
The body, under pressure, gets the kick away, dumped towards the goals by Fletcher. Fletcher's knifed the ball amazing. Could have sat its point there. Tracking it back was right, but Fletcher forcing the...
Goddard swings and then gets something on that. Going back and... Oh! He's done it again! It's been both ends, hasn't he? Fletcher appropriately late. Ball in hand. How's that? You couldn't stage manage it, could you? The oldest bloke in 87 years to play the game. 22 record seasons, ball in hand, team win. Doesn't get better than that. Scenes with Mason and Max, the sons of Dustin Fletcher. I mean, they're big enough to carry their old man off.
Yeah, they are, and Dustin thinks one of those boys might be okay too. I won't say which one. Just chanting Fletcher, Fletcher, Fletcher down here, and the Bomber fans, you've got to be down here to believe how much they're enjoying this, Bruce.
Well, it's one of the great nights in a great club's history, I reckon. It really is. It's right up
there. When you receive his jumper after a match, it's just as if he hadn't worn it, but he has, you know. And when you see what he does, he's just, I call him the general, because he's a good bloke on the field as far as I'm concerned, and a better one off the field.
I just thought, out of respect, he could have retired at the end of the season on 378 with me, because cricketers have done that, but no, he's got another year's contract, he's getting the money, I'd go too.
The most important thing you've got is self-respect. If you haven't got that, and you don't look people in the eye honest and put in a good effort, you haven't got too much. You mightn't be the best performer, who cares? As long as you leave it all on the field, working towards to help your team.
You know, I've had a great time at the club, and we'll just see what happens, because you know, it's round 1 and there's obviously 22, 23 rounds to go, and hopefully finals, so we'll wait and see. But at the moment, body's pretty good, and I'm raring to go.
Growing up an Essendon supporter was always a dream of mine to get the opportunity to play for the club, and to be honest I never really thought that I'd get the chance to, and when that day finally came, you know, I was a very happy guy.
The selection of Joe Danaher tonight, what are your expectations of him?
We just want him to contribute, be part of the team and start his journey, so it's very exciting for the whole club.
Being a kid and having the old woolen jumpers, and I always wore the number 6 around, and that was Dad's number, and then Sean Wellman wore it and Angus Monfries later on, so it was always number 6 for me, and I was lucky enough to wear it.
Free kick to Danaher. Well, there's already a love affair with this bloke with the crowd.
Joe can handle the pressure as well.
To get the sash for the first time and receive it off my father, who wore the same number many years ago, and to put the jumper on and wear it against the famous Carlton Football Club, my first game, was a really exciting opportunity for me and a dream come true. Just running out alongside some of my heroes like Dustin Fletcher and Joe Watson, these sorts of guys, it was an amazing feeling. And I was a wide-eyed kid and looking up in the crowd and seeing 80,000 people in red and black. And it was a little bit daunting, but at the same time, you know, I was just really excited and energised to be out there.
Going back, Danaher, that is a spectacular mark.
He's done it again.
We are inside the hangar at the True Value Solar Centre, and I'm here with none other than the captain of the Bombers, Mr. Jobe Watson. Hey Jobe, how does this facility differ to the one at Windy Hill?
To be able to have this amount of space, to be able to do what we want, 2 grounds, totally opposite to what we had at Windy Hill, and you know, guys just love coming out here.
Hey, we've got a great view now of the hangar down here on the ground. Now that's where 200 True Value solar panels are going to go up on the roof. That's going to have big savings for the club.
You look at the size of the facility, and obviously it requires a lot of power, and to be able to offset that with the True Value panels financially, it's really beneficial.
Jobe, it really is such an impressive facility. Thanks so much for showing me around, mate. All the best for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
You got time for a kick?
Quick one. Let's go.
Oh, it's great. You see a young kid walk in. They're very shy. They're probably, in some cases, they're from interstate. They don't know anybody. So you always make them welcome. And when you see them run out for their first game, it's just terrific, you know, to see new blood come in with a bunch of the oldies, you know, and the oldies make them feel welcome. And then they're all teammates. So it's just great.
Yeah, look, it's a really exciting day. We've got 3 young men making their debuts. I mean, that's a lifelong dream. So it's really great for them, it's great for their families, and it's great for us as a club that we're able to coach some young men to already make debuts in their first season. The big thing that we do at the club is we prepare them for the fact that it's okay to be nervous. If you think you've got to be calm before you run out, then you'll never run out. So we've done a lot of work with these young boys, young men, and prepared them for the fact that they're going to be excited, they're going to be nervous, their heads are going to be racing a bit, and that's okay. The interesting thing is the athletes we like to bring into the club are those that like the excitement of playing in front of big crowds. They enjoy the adrenaline. So it's more to do with how you interpret it. Do I see it as something that I really don't want and I'm fearful of it? Or is it something I really want to overcome and take on the challenge? And the boys we've got out there are great young men, and they love the challenge.
First touch for him. Look how skinny Gleeson's legs are. Going to a 379er. Rose was terrific. Talk about first gamers.
Zach Merritt to the outside of the boots.
It's really good fun out there. All the boys joining in, everyone contributing. Yeah, no, I loved it. It was awesome. Yeah, no, I got pretty nervous a couple of days out when I found out, sort of sitting around waiting. But as soon as I got out there, I just felt like a normal game, which was good. Best experience I've had with footy for sure, with the other boys too, and then getting all soaked in Gatorade, it was actually good.
It was unreal out there. Yeah, the boys we all played for each other, and to get the win in the end was brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, it was unbelievable. It was like a dream come true, just, you know, with Fletch and all these legends, you know, I was just pinching myself, I couldn't believe it. Pretty relieved now to get the first one under the belt, but yeah, during the week it was just excitement and, you know, that sort of mix of excitement and nerves. So, yeah.
The roar of the crowd was, a very special feeling. I think the boys want to win for one another, and especially Fletcher's game breaker, and obviously 3 debutants. So yeah, it's a very special game and very happy to be involved. I was just trying to run as fast as I could and help the team as much as possible. Keep improving and keep getting better and better each week. So we'll see how we go from there.
Well, the heart's pumping for a nation, remembering our fallen and remembering those who have served. And the hearts amongst players and spectators here at the MCG pumping in anticipation. It's like a grand final day.
It's been great to be part of the Anzac Day legacy with AFL. I was part of the first game, and it was such a memorable game it was back in '95. And it's great to see that the traditions continue.
Big Stephen Alessio, the first use of the ball out of the centre bounce, his height, his marking, he will be a very important player for them today.
The first time we ran out on the ground, to have so many people there and the roar of the crowd, you run out the tunnel, it was a dark race leading up into the ground, and then you come out into this bright light of daylight, and then the massive roar was fantastic. It certainly was a tight game, and I remember one particular instance towards the end of the game where we'd kicked a goal, we'd run back to the centre square ready for the next ball up, and we would have been a metre apart, and the crowd was that loud we couldn't hear each other. So I sort of just pointed to where we were going to hit it, and off we went.
Alessio.
This is the guy that's impressed me. So it's been very productive.
This has been a Fox Footy presentation.